Good evening. Professor Tzvia Cohen, Professor Amos Drury, Professor Arye Reichel, Professor Ehud Hominer, Professor David Roth, Professor Dov Dvir, honored guests, our dear Ori Dagan Harani, parents, friends, and beautiful colleagues. On this momentous occasion, as 16 new MBA plaques are bestowed upon the world, the culmination of 14 months of case studies, reports, and presentations. As I look at the faces of my classmates, proud of our accomplishments, I ask you this: would the world not be better off without MBA graduates? Business education has recently come under attack from experts worldwide. They contend that management is not the sum of taught skills, but a practice that is rooted in experience, an art that must be slowly cultivated. They scoff at the idea that leadership can be taught through a lecture and innovation taught in a classroom. To an extent, it is true. It is true that we, fresh MBA graduates, still have a long road ahead of us in whatever we choose. True that we will learn through experience and grow through time. Nevertheless, these attacks against business education ignore the unexplainable and ever-elusive entrepreneurial spirit that pervades MBA classrooms and inspires the leaders of future generations. In his book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell contends that it takes 10,000 hours of practice to become an expert in any given field. He cites the Beatles, who logged over 10,000 hours of stage playing time before triggering the Beatlemania craze. And Bill Gates, who programmed for over 10,000 hours before he dropped out of Harvard and founded Microsoft. Well, friends, I have calculated the number of hours that we have spent in class listening to lectures, in groups analyzing cases, in teams working on our applied projects, and individually studying for exams. Keeping in mind the magic number of 10,000, I am pleased to report that we are not even close. We have each logged approximately 872 hours of work this year. We are not even 1/10 of an expert. So how can we be masters of business administration? What has this year given us? Somewhere between the opening party at Dunn's house and Thanksgiving dinner at Leah's house, something amazing happened. We became challengers of the status quo. An MBA isn't about balancing spreadsheets or analyzing cases or even building towers out of spaghetti. An MBA is about being in the constant mindset that the world could be somewhat better. Operations could be somewhat smoother. Products could be somewhat more efficient. And people in Africa could be somewhat healthier. An MBA is a mindset. This year, sometime between celebrating 2 weddings, 2 engagements, and 1 HMBA couple, we learned that we can be the new shapers of the status quo. To me, the A in MBA shouldn't stand for administration, but for adaptation. We are masters of business adaptation, masters of taking ideas and products and companies and adapting them to the new world. The world where there are more Facebook users than cars, more daily tweets from around the world than people in the United States, and more challenge and change than ever before. An MBA is about always being fired up and always being ready to go. And when people tell you, that's it, that's all, an MBA is about saying no, that isn't it, and that isn't all. An MBA is about looking forward to the next innovation, the next world-changing idea, and marching toward it, full of conviction, ready to champion the cause. My classmates and I were fortunate to learn these lessons here at Ben Gurion University. Not only did we have incredible teachers from around the world, we were also able to learn from them in an intimate and mentor-like atmosphere. Our professors went the extra mile to ensure that our education was grounded in industry practices and guided by real-world events. Additionally, Ben Gurion University itself was an example to us. Our degree was unfortunately bookended by regional escalation of violence. The university acted with resilience and grace in those times of conflict, and so too we should learn to be resilient and graceful in the tumultuous times of our careers. Throughout our degree, we were given tremendous support from Ori Dagana Haroni, who worked tirelessly to solve our problems. On behalf of HMBA 9, thank you. And Professor Jod Spear, who is leaving the HMBA program just as we are, after a memorable and enlightening year. Thank you for everything. We would also like to thank Rinat Avziz and Annie Lev for ensuring the smooth administration and marketing of the HMBA program. And finally, to my beautiful colleagues, it is hard to describe to others the truly special bond that we have. We've grown to love each other with all of our quirks, and I have no doubt that one day we will all be fearless leaders. I'd like to now call up my friend Tamar, and we'd like to present something to the administration.